Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Self-Care Podcast for English Learners. I'm Sophia, and I am super excited about today's episode.
And I'm McGill. We're so pumped to be here with y'all today. This is going to be such a good conversation.
Hey Nicholas! How are you doing today? You seem really excited.
Oh man, I'm doing great. Actually, I just finished the huge project for work this morning, so I'm feeling pretty accomplished. How about you, Sophia?
That's awesome! I'm good, but honestly, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed lately, which actually brings us perfectly to today's topic.
Oh yeah. Today we're talking about something that I think literally every person in their 20s struggles with. The challenges of balancing studies, work, and, well, marriage or relationships.
Exactly. And can I just say, this is so real for me right now. Like, I'm doing my master's degree, I work part-time, and my husband and we're still figuring out how to make time for each other.
Oh, wow. That sounds intense. I mean, I'm not married yet, but I have a serious girlfriend, and sometimes I feel like I'm constantly choosing between studying for my certification, working overtime, or spending quality time with her.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. It's like you're always letting someone down, right? Either your professor, your boss, or your partner. And then you feel guilty about everything.
The guilt is real. Like last week, I had this huge exam, and my girlfriend wanted to have dinner with her parents. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I have to study. And she was understanding, but I still felt terrible about it.
Oh, I totally get that. And you know what? I think one of the biggest challenges is that we put pressure on ourselves to be perfect at everything. Like we want to be the best student, the best employee, and the best partner all at the same time.
Exactly. And that's not realistic, is it? Like
Yeah.
something has to give sometimes. But the question is, um how do we figure out what to prioritize and when?
Well, I've been learning, and I'm still learning this, but communication is huge. Like with my husband, we started having these weekly check-ins where we'd talk about our schedules and what we need from each other that week.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you're planning together instead of just hoping it all works out?
Exactly. And you know what? Sometimes he says, "This week I really need you to be present for this dinner with my family." And I can plan my study schedule around that. Or I tell him, "Hey, I have finals next week. Can you handle more of the housework?"
That makes so much sense. I should try that with my girlfriend. But what about work? Like, how do you handle it when your boss expects you to stay late, but you have a paper due the next day?
Oh my gosh, this is the hardest part for me because at work I want to be seen as reliable and dedicated, but I also need to protect my study time. I've started being more upfront about my schedule.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like I told my manager about my class schedule at the beginning of the semester, and I said these are the days I absolutely cannot work late because I have evening classes. And surprisingly, she was really understanding.
Really? I always worry that they'll think I'm not committed to the job.
I had the same fear. But I think I think most employers actually respect when you're working on improving yourself through education. The key is being professional about it and still delivering good work when you are there.
That's a good point. So it's about setting boundaries, but also proving that you're still valuable to the team.
Exactly. And also, this might sound obvious, but time management becomes so important. Like I had to get really honest about how I was spending my time. I was spending way too much time on social media between classes.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. I'll sit down to study and then I'll check Instagram for just 5 minutes and suddenly an hour has passed. It's terrible.
Right? So I started using this app that, well, it blocks social media during my study hours. And I also started doing something called time blocking, where I schedule specific hours for studying, specific hours for work, and specific hours for my husband.
Time blocking. That sounds really organized. I'm more of a I'm more of a figure it out as I go person, but maybe I need more structure.
Well, you don't have to be super rigid about it. Like, some weeks are just chaos, and that's okay. But having some kind of plan helps me feel less overwhelmed. And here's the thing, self-care has to be part of that plan too.
Ah, yes, I'm so bad at this. Like, I'll be working or studying for days straight, and then I wonder why I feel burned out and irritable with everyone.
I used to do that too. But I realized that when I don't take care of myself, I'm actually worse at everything. Like, I can't focus on my studies, I'm grumpy at work, and my husband gets, well, he gets the worst version of me.
So, what do you do for self care when you literally feel like you have no time?
Good question. I had to um I had to start small. Like, instead of trying to find an hour for a bubble bath, I do 10 minutes of deep breathing between classes. Or I'll take a 15-minute walk during my lunch break at work.
Those are actually really doable. I think I picture self-care as these big time-consuming things, but maybe it's more about those little moments throughout the day.
Exactly. And also, and I hope our listeners don't mind me being honest here, but sometimes I have to remind myself that this phase of life is temporary. Like, I won't be juggling all of this forever.
That's that's actually really comforting to hear because some days I feel like I'm drowning and I think, is this what adult life is supposed to feel like?
Oh, I have those thoughts too. But you know what? I think our 20s they're just a really intense time. We're trying to build our careers, maybe find our life partner, figure out who we are. It's a lot.
And social media doesn't help, right? Like you see other people who seem to have it all figured out and you're like, what's wrong with me?
Oh my gosh, yes. I had to unfollow some accounts because they were making me feel terrible about myself. Like seeing people who seem to be perfect at their job, perfect in their marriage, perfect with their studies, it's not realistic.
Right. Everyone's just showing their highlight reel, not their stressed out eating cereal for dinner, having called their mom in 2 weeks reality.
Exactly. And that's why I love having conversations like this because it's okay to admit that balancing everything is hard. It doesn't mean we're failing. It just means we're human.
So true. Before we wrap up, do you have any final advice for our listeners who might be struggling with this right now?
Well, first, be kind to yourself. You're doing more than you think you are. And second, don't be afraid to ask for help, whether that's from your partner, your family, your friends, or even your professors and boss. People are usually more understanding than we expect them to be.
That's great advice. And I would add, remember that you don't have to be perfect at everything all the time. Some seasons of life are about focusing more on studies. Some are about career growth. Some are about relationships. And that's totally okay.
Absolutely. Well, this has been such a good conversation, Mikkel. I feel like I learned some new things just from talking with you.
Me too. And thank you to all our listeners for joining us today. Remember, we're all figuring this out together. And that's what makes this journey, well, less lonely.
Exactly. So take care of yourselves out there, and we'll see you next time on the Self-Care Podcast for English Learners.
Bye, everyone.
Hey friends, guess what? Today's word is boundaries. So, what are boundaries? They're the limits you set to protect your time, your energy, and your feelings. For example, I don't answer work calls after 9 p.m. That's my boundary. Another example, I told my friend not to borrow my things without asking. That's a boundary. You see? Boundaries are like invisible lines. They help you feel safe and respected. So remember, setting boundaries isn't rude. It's self-care.